Greetings, friend. I will show you how to solve the hardest easy puzzle you will ever see. Not only that, later in this video, I'll give you some fun facts about our Friday featured setter you will want to know. Click below to give it a go. With that, it's solving time. Okay, I want to show something to you here. Let's look and do as much Snyder notation as we can. And so Snyder notation is only a 2x2 block that canons can be in two spots, then we will mark them. So we want to see here is you have this 8 and 2, 8 and 2. That means the 2 and 8 are right there. This is actually going to be a hidden pair, and that gives us some restrictions. And then you got this 3, 9, and 3, 9 coming up column 6. So the 3, 9 are limited to those three spots. And so you'll mark that, and you go, okay, then I also have, looks like a 1 and a 7. And so you're going to be marking some of these hidden pairs. You're going to get a little excited, right? And so if you look right here, the 5, 8, and the 5, 8 cut across, and you go, okay, that's got to be a 5 or an 8. All right, I can mark that in there. And then if you come down into block 5, 5, 8, 5, 8, means the 5, 8s are limited to those two spots. And then you go, okay, I got a 2, 5 here, and I got a 2, 5 here. So the 2 and the 5 are limited. So you see these are all hidden pairs. And why I'm marking them is because now no other canons can be in these two spots. Only the 2 and the 5 can be in those two spots. And that's good for us. You know, we want to kind of see that. And now if I do some Snyder, actually some more marks here, look at this, 6, 9, 6, oops, 6, 9. The 6s and 9s are limited to those two spots there. And what does it leave you with? It leaves you with a 4 and a 7 here. And you're thinking, okay, well, maybe the advanced, you know, there's got to be something to solve, right? There's got to be one of these, now that we're making all these marks, it's got to be able to help us actually, you know, solve a cell. And it doesn't. It doesn't. See how the 7s come up here? There's only two spots for a 7. We can mark those for a 7. And then the 4s cutting across here, we can do some Snyder 4s right there. And what else is in here? We need a 4, 6, 7, 9. You'll probably notice that the 9s cut here. And so the 9s are in these two spots. And then the 6s cut across, and the 6s are in these two spots. What's interesting too is you could actually mark these, the 4, 6, 7, 9, they end up being naked pairs, or actually they end up being, you know, bi-value cells. I should call them BVCs. But I'll just keep that to show the Snyder and to show how we're really not making that much progress here. All right, this 5 cutting up, and this 5 right there. So you're going to want to watch this, right? You think, okay, with all this Snyder marking, we should be able to get a solve in. We should be able to get one cell. But you've noticed I haven't solved one cell yet. So we're going to keep on going and see if there's any other Snyder marks that I can make. Yep, the 8s can be in just two spots in block 7. And I want to give you as much of that, of the Snyder marking as I can. I don't think I see any other. Yep, okay, 2 spots for 6 here in block 4. And then is with the 4s, 2 spots for 4 here in block 4. Anything else cutting into block 4 that I haven't marked yet? 4s, 6s, the 1s could be right there. Okay, and then we have anything else, the 3. So the 3s can be right there. So same thing, marked all those cells, but not able to make a solve there either. Okay, this is a little frustrating. You wish we could actually get something on the board. You know, and I see like the 4s cutting over here, 3 spots for 4, so I can't mark those 4s. And the same thing, the 9s and the 9s, 3 spots for a 9, can't really mark those 9s. The same thing with the 8s and the 5s coming in here. There's not enough in that cell for me to make the marks or to use the Snyder notation. I can do 5s right here because only 2 spots for a 5, and that is going to be about it. There's not going to be much more. So then you're like, well, what's the next step? You look for single candidate strategies, or you could look for pairs and triples. But what you notice, we haven't solved anything. You're like, oh, this must be a really hard puzzle. But I'm about to show you it's not that hard. There's only 2 cells we really need to focus on. And the first cell is row 1, column 8, right here. If you look here, what can that cell be? It looks like it can't be a 1. It could be a 2. Can't be a 3 or 4 or 5. It could be a 6, but it can't be a 7, 8, 9 because those 7, 8, 9s are right there. There's a 3 and a 4. Here's a 5. Okay, interesting. And then the other cell we want to focus on is row 8, column 3. So let's go right here and go, what can this cell be? And you'll see, there's 3 cells that coming in that way. There's 2 other candidates from right here, and then there's 2 other candidates. So it's going to be a BVC. It's going to be a bi-value cell. And what is it going to be? It's going to be a 2 and a 7, right? Because it looks like we got, the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9 all showing the cell. All right, 2, 7, and 2, 6. Now, if we could eliminate one of those candidates from either cell or both cells, this puzzle becomes much easier to solve. So what we need is a strategy that might be able to eliminate one or both of those candidates. And I wonder what that strategy could be. Since they both contain a 2, why don't we look at the 2's? Where are all the 2's in this puzzle? And I'm going to color them. All right, so got the 2's there. The 2's can be in those 3 spots. It could be in these 3 spots. It could be in those 2 spots. These 3 spots. These 3 spots. And then, of course, a 2 is already in blocks 1, 5, and 9. All right. Do you see what we have just recreated here? And I'll use, let's use blue. Blue's good. Okay. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't. There is a swordfish, a Sudoku swordfish here. All right, and I'll show you. I'm going to use it using the columns as the base sets. Okay. And we'll color those yellow. Swordfish. So if in any 3 columns, the same cannon is limited to the same 3 rows. So in columns 1, 6, and 7, cannons are limited to rows 1, 4, and 8. We have a swordfish. And what that means is that you can eliminate any other 2 along these rows because it has to be in one of these yellows. And I'll show you what happens if they're not in yellow. So this is a 2. What does that mean? It means now a 2 can't be here or here, right? And so if 2 can't be there or there, then this would be a 2. And so a 2 can't be there. So then 2 can't be here, here, here. And now down here in columns 1 and 6, you have to be able to put a 2, but there's only one row to do it in to satisfy columns 1 and 6. You have to go here and here, and that's impossible. That would break the puzzle. So we know a 2 can't be outside those yellow cells in those rows. So let's back it up here and make sure I get rid of all those extra marks. Okay, great. So we can eliminate all of the 2's from all the blue cells in rows 1, 4, and 8. That means we can eliminate a 2 from right here, and we can eliminate a 2 from right here. We actually can eliminate 2's from this cell as well, but we won't need that for this because now you notice we're going to be able to solve a couple of cells. Before I get to solving, I do want to share with you my exciting fun fact about Florian Wortmann, who created this puzzle. For classics, he gives them the names based on some kind of visual or logical theme. Hopefully you can see how the waves make sense in calling this water. And the other nice thing is that this strategy, a swordfish, is also related to water. So I love how the logic and the way it looks is all themed. And something else, which you'll see with this Friday featured setter, Florian themed all 5 puzzles. The first one was called Time. This one's called Water. Can't wait to see what the other 3 are called, but it's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. So let's get back to the solving here. We know we can solve this cell for a 7. You can solve this cell for a 6. Let's get rid of our colors. And now let's see, what does this do for our solving? Now you have a 6 right there. This can no longer be a 6. So this has to be a 6, which just places a Snyder. Means that's going to be your 9, that's going to be your 4, and that's going to be your 7. Love how that works really quick. And so now we saw the 4 right here. This can no longer be a 4, which means this cell has to be a 4, which just places at 3, just places the 6 to this cell, and let's just solve for a 1 right there. Nice. And now we got the 1, we got the 3, we got the 4. What else can we do? We can go here to the 6, and notice that now this is no longer a 6. It's got to be a 9, and then that would be a 6. And now with the 9, we can come up here and solve this for a 3. Solve this for a 9. Nice. All right, like how we can do all that solving. With this 4, this is now a 7, and that's a 4. And you see how easy this is just kind of falling apart. That's a 1, and now that has to be a 7. Okay, and then with these two 1s and this 1, now this has to be a 1. And with the 1s in columns 8 and 9, the 1 up here, this has to be a 1. And now we have a full house. Maybe we could solve this cell for a 3. And we're just kind of marching along now in solving this puzzle. And if you go down here, you got an 8 and a 5 right there. You got 2, 5, 8 remaining. So this actually is a naked single 2, which means we can solve this for a 5, that for an 8, that for a 5. So we can get all these hidden pairs taken care of now. And with this 5, that's an 8, that's a 2, that's an 8. Here's a 5, and now I saw this Snyder Mark 5. So I know I can solve this cell for a 5. I got a full house right here. And I'm missing a 2, so we need to solve that for a 2. And then we can solve this cell for a 4. Love it. All right. Let's go here. 4, 4, 4 cutting across row 9. We got that 4. And stay tuned because I got a great puzzle for you at the end that you want to check out. All right. And we got the 4s. This 4 means this has to be a 4 right here. Got another full house, meaning what the only thing we're missing is a 6. So I want to mark that 6. Awesome. And then what do we have across here? It looks like we're missing a 7 and we're missing a 9. There's a 7, and so this has to be your 9. And now these two 9s with this 9 means this has to be a 9. And so we just kind of make really quick work. These two 9s mean this has to be a 9 right here. The 8 hasn't been placed, so we know that Snyder mark is actually for the 8, so we can make that mark. We got a full house here. This is going to be your 2. Boom. And now what are we missing? Looks like a 1 and a 3 there. Can't solve that yet. But what we can do is come over here and finish our full house. This has to be an 8. All right. And then if we look right here, we're missing, looks like a 3 and an 8. So the 8 goes here, and this is going to be your 3. Another wonderful full house. And so we can mark that for a 7. Okay. Get to the last few digits here. What are we missing here? Looks like a 3, a 5, and a 6. I got 6 and a 6 here. So this means this has to be your 6. Can't do the 3 and a 5. So that means I got to come over here and go, I'm missing a 1 and a 2. All right, so this is going to be your 1. That's going to be a 2. Displace that Snyder. So I know this now has to be the 5. So we can go for the 5 up here. And for the 3 there, cut across. Don't see a 3 in block 8. So I'm going to solve that for a 3. Solve this 3 over here. And the last cell is a 1. You need to check out this other video if you want to solve Sudoku even better. Thank you so much, Florian, for letting me feature you this month as my Friday feature setter. You are amazing. I want you to join the Smarty Party. Get in on all the wonderful benefits, including the puzzle pack, reward puzzle pack I have going on right now. And thank you so much for watching.